is now 6 unbeaten in the league for the Addicts, and Charlton return home to the Valley to kickstart a festive flurry of games. I think it's fair to say that Michael Appleton's side have been on the wrong end of some very poor officiating decisions in recent weeks. The Charlton faithful will be hoping that a little bit of luck starts to turn our way from today. Managerless Burton Albion are the visitors today and have lost their last 5 games in the league. However, their mid-October form, which saw them win 4 league games in a row, means that Charlton cannot take their opponents too lightly. With less than 45 minutes to go until kick-off, let's take a look at what we have coming up. We will hear from Michael Appleton, who spoke to CharltonTV ahead of today's game. We will also see what happened at the Community Trust's Extra Time Christmas party. And we will also speak to the in-form Corey Blackett-Taylor after his crucial goal against Barnsley last weekend. And it is a very warm welcome to the Valley here in the studio. Around this time of year, you hear of the gifts of gold, frankincense and myrrh. Well, I've delivered 2 great gifts for you in the studio today. It's Kevin Lisbie and Steve Brown. And first things first, Brownie, thanks for sorting out our Christmas gear.
Not a problem. Kev doesn't believe I bought them either. He said there's no way I've paid for these for you two, but
I didn't say I don't believe it. All I said I want to see receipts. That's what I said.
We want legitimate proof. Well, we certainly look the part, and the festive cheer is around the Valley. Brownie and I will bring you up to speed with what we've been up to so far today a little bit later on. But Brownie, it's really nice to see so many supporters turn out. The game before the Christmas period, lots of fundraising going on. The feel-good factor is already sprinkled around the Valley.
yeah, absolutely. I think when we got here relatively early, and there was enough going on in the car park. Keith Wisdom's out there doing his bit for charity. You know, and I'm sure there's a photo circulating now that's not one of our best, is it, Charlotte?
It's not one of our best, Brownie, unfortunately. But you know, it does summarise the mood at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Kev did what Kev does best. Turns up a minute before we're on, so he wasn't in the shot. Otherwise, he would have been.
It could have been Curbs, and I could have been late.
Curbs was late. Listen, he was so annoyed last week. He booked holiday during the game, and he's in Mexico.
He's in Mexico. Well, Curbs, we salute you wherever you're tuning in from, and don't forget that you can get in touch with us here in the studio on WhatsApp. So if you're on your festive holidays, we'd love to hear from you. It'd be great to hear where people are tuning in from, and certainly if it's a little bit warmer where you are as well. And Kev, it's great to have you back in the studio. Brilliant to have you here. What is Christmas like in the Lisbie household?
A lot of eating, a lot of drinking, a lot of water. Listen, I've got a big family. There's 5 kids and myself and my wife. So we really look forward to this time of year, especially Brownie will tell you retiring is the best. This is the best year for ex-footballers because we get to enjoy our family and our friends, and we may eat and drink a little bit more than we normally would, but I think we deserve it with the career that we've had.
Certainly you do. And Brownie, you've got a long list of duties that you need to fill. You were telling me earlier on that you've already been to the butchers. What else have you got to do ahead of the Christmas dinner? And how actively is that? That's it.
Literally it. Yeah. Yeah.
That's your one contribution.
So when you say butchers, you mean get a haircut? Or?
No. I went down and picked up the meat this morning, and when he came out of the bag, I spent quite a lot, and he came out of the bag, and I went, "Is there another bag?" Like I couldn't believe the price of the meat. Anyway, I took it home and I said to Mandy, "That's what we got." So make that
into something.
That last 15 people or whatever we've got. But yeah, This time of year for us is more like we were. Funny enough, we were talking about. Someone asked Mandy about, is Christmas different for you? She went, yeah, because he used to go off training in the morning, and I'd do all the dinner, I'd have the kids run around like nutters, he'd pop back for an hour in the afternoon, and then you'd be back up, sometimes you'd be back up here for a hotel stay, so that you were best prepared for the game after. So I think Christmases for the wives used to be terrible, like awful, and they were just left with young kids causing chaos. All the family would come round and destroy your house, and I wouldn't even be there. So I think, well, she might like that, but but yeah, no. So now you get to spend it together, and I'll have to peel some spuds or something. I don't know.
I'm sure you'll do it very well as well. But it's fair to say that the festive period is so busy when it comes to football. I think it's also fair to say that in terms of who would be top of Michael Appleton's Christmas list, it wouldn't be officials of late. The last 2 decisions, Brownie, in the games that have affected points must be so hard when you're a manager to stomach.
Yeah, well, and fans, I would have thought, because you're talking about 4 points there. You know, and we've come back in a game last week that we shouldn't have been behind in. So effectively, our goal could have been the winner. and the Cambridge penalty that wasn't, you know, has clawed them back into it. And actually, I thought Cambridge played well, so we'll give them a bit of credit. But nevertheless, in the 95th minute, we were 2-1 up, and there's another 2 points gone from a decision that shouldn't have been given. It should have been a free kick on the edge of the box. 4 points makes a massive difference to the table, a huge difference. So I think, what, we 9 away?
I think with Derby's win, it could even be 11 now.
So 11,
so it is
but
a
that's
huge
down
difference.
to 7. That's down to 7. You know, so it's a massive difference. And yeah, it's very difficult for a manager to take that on the chin. Yeah. You know, that one last week, literally everybody saw it was half a yard out, except the officials. Yeah. You know, it must be really difficult to take if you're Michael on the sideline. And
look, we're playing a team who've got a horrible record of form coming into this, and we've had some good matchups against them in recent years. But you can't take anything for granted at this level. What do you imagine that the team's sort of approach to today will be?
For me, I think you start with high intensity. I think you've got to get at them, and if you want to make the game easy, you've got to go and implement your game on them really early. I think if you don't, it's really difficult. Brownie will tell you to start off slowly and then to pick up pace is really difficult as professional footballers. And then the other team get their tail up, and maybe they grab a goal, and then all of a sudden they've got something to hold on to, which can happen in any league. Anyone can score at any time, as we've seen in cup games as well. So I think you've got to start the game really, really positively. I think you've got to get in their box, you've got to get shots off, you've got to almost suffocate them and stifle them so early. But if you don't do that, you give them an opportunity and then it becomes a hard game.
I also think that not only how we start the game today, but it's how we start this little festive block of fixtures as well. It sets the tone for the next couple of weeks, because they are certainly going to be busy. Without further ado, let's find out how the Addicts are going to line up today. And I can tell you there's a little festive treat in there as well. Let's hear from the boss, Michael Appleton. Michael, we're back at the Valley. What's the team's mentality like going into today's game?
Pretty good, I think. I think obviously, you know, we've been done by a couple of dodgy refereeing decisions last couple of weeks, but I thought they shown a lot of determination, a lot of good character traits that you'd expect from a team that have got a good spirit about them, and we're going to need that again today, because Burton are going to try and frustrate us. They're going to make it very, very difficult, and we've got to be prepared for that, and we might need to show a little bit of patience at times.
Let's go straight into today's lineup. Any changes to the 11?
A couple of changes. Obviously, Lloydie is fit and available, and he's back in the starting 11, which is a boost for everybody. And DK up top, I thought the last sort of 2 games, obviously the one home game and an away game at Barnsley, when he's come on, he's made a difference. He's made an impact in the group, and you could see the performance levels have got better when he's on the pitch. So hopefully he can do that from the start today and put a shift in and, you know, maybe nick a goal.
Burton is still without a manager. How does that, if at all, impact how you prepare for the game?
There has been an impact on it to a degree, because obviously the way they sort of set about Oxford and the way they played at Oxford was very different to previous. Now obviously the result didn't go their way, so they may go back to how they were prior when Dino was in charge. But Gary set the team up differently against Oxford, which was quite interesting. So we prepare for both scenarios, and hopefully, you know, whatever scenario they bring today isn't enough and we get the win.
The visitors are without a win in 5, and I think you mentioned that's kind of when teams can be dangerous. How important will an early goal for us today be? Yeah,
I think it's very important. Whether it's the early goal or scoring the first goal is key, and especially when you're up against a side that are not in particularly great form, because the one thing they will have at 0-0 in abundance is spirit. You know, because, you know, they're still in the game, they still fancy their chances, they'll want to come to a place like the Valley and show what they're capable of, and if we can sort of take that spirit away from them, get ahead, then obviously it's up to us then to really take the game away from them.
We're 6 unbeaten in the league, and there's already a really nice festive feel-good atmosphere around the Valley. How keen are you to send supporters home with an extra big smile on their face ahead of Christmas?
Massive, yeah, no, it is. It's like, it feels like one of those sort of games that you get before an international break, when you just want to, you know, get off to a good start and get the win under your belt. And then obviously we know we've got another 3 games in that, God knows how many short days it is. So yeah, I think everyone's ready and excited about the game today. It's been a week. It's been a bit of a luxury having a couple of weeks of you know, free midweeks. So hopefully we can make the most of it.
Brilliant. Good luck. Thanks for your time. Great to hear from Michael there. So here is confirmation of the Charlton starting 11. Lloyd Jones and Daniel Kanu return to the starting lineup for today's game against Burton Albion. And that was the little bit of good news that I suppose I alluded to earlier. Jones missed 2 games with a minor quad injury. It was suspected he might be out until the new year, but luckily he returns back into defence, whilst Canu has impressed from the substitutes bench since returning from a fruitful loan spell with Southend United. Terrell Thomas and Boban Tedic moved to the bench, and Corey Anderson also returns to the matchday squad. There is also a place on the bench for Nathan Asimwe, and I think on behalf of everyone here on Charlton TV, we would like to congratulate Nathan, who just signed a multi-year contract with the club this morning, which is a fantastic bit of news for him ahead of Christmas. Brownie, 2 changes. Give me your thoughts on the 11 today.
Yeah, I think the Kanu one makes sense. You know, Tedic's got an opportunity. I can see why that one's been changed off the back of the last couple of performances. And with Jones coming back, I think you're always going to put your recognised centre half back in if he's fit. That's happened to me on numerous occasions.
You covered well though.
Merv, me again, Merv. Yeah, Rufus is fit, isn't he? Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, don't worry. I understand. Yeah. So you can understand that one as well. Yeah, and it's down to this group of players now to go out and perform. I think the one thing, you know, we can be quietly confident about is there's goals in the team, and it's particularly at home. All right, so let's not shy away. Kev's absolutely right. When you've got home advantage, and you should be confident at home. You really should. I know we've just let a 2-goal lead slip, but we do score goals. Get on the front foot and give those front players an opportunity, and that midfield an opportunity to get us in front in this game. Because I think Burton will be okay, right? But they're obviously a little bit fragile at the moment with the results they've got. If we can get on those in front, I can see them wilting a little bit. So that's the important part of today. I'm
really excited to see this front three with Chem Campbell playing behind, because I haven't actually seen that before with Charlton so far this season. And obviously all the headlines are around Alfie May. He has had such a fantastic start for us, Kevin. Yeah. Top goal scorer on 15 goals. He's the first player to score 15 by Christmas since 2017. Yeah. He's prolific, and he'll be thinking against Burton Albion, I've got the chance for a little festive haul of goals here today.
Yeah, some achievement to score that many goals, especially when you look at the positions that he's been playing. He's not always been that number 9. He's played number 10, and today he's playing right over 3. So to get those goals and not having a consistent position in the team is a real achievement. But he's a classy player. He's got quality about him, and every game we talk about him, and rightly so, because I feel like without him we would struggle. Thank God he's fit and he's firing and he's doing well. And I'm sure today you'll be looking at Christmas period. I want to get at least 2 or 3 goals today, and then carry on and get some more.
And Daniel Canoe will be thinking exactly the same, Brownie. I think a lot of Charlton supporters will be pleased to see him starting today, because the hunger and appetite and the work rate, he has those kind of Charlton credentials, which you would expect from a player coming through our academy. And leading that line, his role will be to, I suppose, make sure that he's in the right place at the right time, that football intelligence coming through.
Yeah, I think, you know, 2 things with Kanu is that we've recalled him back from loan. So we're calling him from loan when he's actually starting, and he's scoring goals out on loan as well in a league that's a tough league to stamp your authority on. You know, if I've worked at that level and everyone, it's non-league, it doesn't matter. You come up against some absolute thugs, and that was the beauty of loaning him there, was to get physical, to hold the ball up. You know, and he did score goals. We've pulled him back. Don't really want to see him on the bench, if I'm honest. But the difficulty we've had this year is we've had players come off the bench and do really well, and you go and give them a start, and you start them, and they don't perform so well, and they've come back out the team. I just hope Daniel can come in and hit the ground running. We know he's got goals in the locker. We've seen it already. You know, he can finish.
See other stuff in it.
I think so. Yeah. The hold-up play. You know, he broke down the line here. He came on a sub the other week. He broke down the line, showed physicality. The game changed actually when he came on at half time. If you can get that across the 90 minutes, there's no reason for him to come out of the team. Yeah. You know, and the reason he's got the opportunity is because we probably weren't holding the ball up so well with Tedic up the centre. So, you know, I think he deserves a start. If you bring somebody back, a kid back who's been scoring goals out on loan, then you know it's hard to replicate that a couple of leagues up. But you've got to give him the chance to do that. Hopefully he can.
Kevin, being a centre forward, confidence is so important. Do you imagine perhaps some of the senior players, perhaps the likes of Alfie May, Corey Blackett-Taylor, will just be making sure that they kind of G him up ahead of this game? Because I feel like it's a really significant moment for him being handed that start. And as Brownie said, and Michael Appleton, his performance levels have been building week on week out, really.
Yeah, I think that those players will give him a sense of confidence, but it's probably more important that he believes in himself. when he went bed last night, that he believes that whatever he did when he went on loan, he can do it here. Because there's not much difference. It's more, sometimes it's mentality. So he's got to come into this thinking, look, I'm playing with better players now. So hopefully if I get those chances, I can put them away. But as Brownie said, more importantly, especially in these divisions, is doing those other stuff, holding the ball up at the correct time. Because if the manager doesn't see that, if he's always losing the ball, it doesn't matter how many goals the manager like take you off. He needs to be able to do the other stuff. And I think for me personally, when I went on loan to Gillingham, when I was here, I came back a different player. So many players have done the same thing. And as Brownie said, he would have learned a lot, not just scoring goals, but he would have learned the fundamentals of being a striker. So, as Brownie said, hopefully he can carry that and he can do that in these games.
Yeah, I saw his post-match interview after he scored 4 for Southend, and he was so articulate, so grounded. And what I really liked again was the sense of ambition that, you know, he's a young man forging his career, doing what he needed to do on loan, coming back. One of the things, Brownie, I would really like for Christmas, actually 2 perhaps, and I've said it a couple of times on Charlton TV, I'd love to see a defender score. I'd quite like to see us score from a corner as well. It would be really nice to see the goals kind of being a little bit more evenly spread amongst the team. Yeah,
it's becoming a bit of a thing, isn't it, statistically? I think, was it not Innes was the last defender to score from a set piece or a corner? You know, and that's too long. It's been over a year, I think, and that is odd. But then you watch the games and you sit here, and I hope it's different today, and you actually watch the intensity of the runs of our defenders in the opposition box, and you go, you're not just going to walk onto something and someone's going to let you walk into there and head it into the back of your net. You've got to work for your space, you've got to be physical, you've got to arrive at the right time and at pace. Not necessarily seeing that. And that's not a criticism of our guys. Some people actually don't have that in the locker. They get in the opposition box and they don't like fighting, they don't like, you know, so it's a curious thing.
I think you've got to believe, though, as defenders, you've got to believe that you're going to score in it. And as
absolutely.
You just say, and I think some of the times, looking at our corners, there's no real belief. And I think it's everyone's duty to defend from the front, and it's everyone's duty to get goals to help your strikers and your midfielders out. And I think that's the mindset some of our defenders maybe should be started thinking, especially when we're having free kicks and corners. Well,
fingers crossed that today is the day that happens. From one of my favourite subjects, football, to another, cocktails. Never thought this would be on the run-in order, but it is, because I'm delighted to say that we are going to be treated today with some cocktails for us to taste directly from Larry's Mobile Bar, set up by Charlton fan Scott Tulloch. Larry's Mobile Bar serves cocktails in the fans bar on match days and today for our home game. We will be serving them in the special Christmas theme zone, and I'm so pleased that Scott, well, he has kindly gifted us some to try. Brownie, thank you very much. We've got them on display now, so let me put these nice and neat. So, gents, we have got a Purple Rain, we've got Rum Punch, which I think might be a bit of you, Kev.
Yeah, that is.
Ginbury Twist. We've got Terry's favourite drink.
The Terry Smith.
The Terry Smith Porn Star Martini. And the Cosmo, which is a personal fave. So, gents, without further ado, shall I pop open? I think we should, shouldn't we? So, who wants to go first?
It's a bit early, Charlotte.
Shall I get you a Ginbury Twist?
It's a bit early for an alcoholic beverage.
We've been given the... Right.
Which one's this?
We've got the Ginbury Twist.
Oh, that's me. I don't do any other short drink, Charlotte.
Is that a champagne?
It smells lovely. Well, I only do... Oh, nice. I only do things properly here in the Charlton TV studio.
We're going for the
rum punch for you. Oh, no, not the Porn Star Martini. Forgive me. So this has got white rum, spiced rum, orange, pineapple, lime and strawberry. So I'll give it a little bit of a shake.
There we go. I don't normally, but I'm going to give it a go today.
Here we go.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Don't be shy.
If we're swearing by half-time, everyone, forgive us. But it is the season, and actually, we went up there, didn't we, before kick-off? We haven't had any drinks yet, by the way. But it was a lovely little atmosphere.
Just you two.
Oh, you weren't here? We've done so much before you got here. I actually tried to sponge a Christmas dinner, but John Hayes wasn't there, so...
Oh, Jesus,
well, look, if you are watching at the Valley or a little bit further afield, Merry Christmas to you. Thanks for all your support. You really wanted to try. Right, here we go.
Just let me drink it, Charlotte, for God's sake.
Oh, lovely. Really, really nice.
Yep, I can finish that. That one's all right.
That was absolutely delicious. Really, what's the rum punch like?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I could see myself on the beach with my Speedos.
Yeah, do you reckon Curbs will be fuming when he sees this?
Curbs has sent a text just a moment ago saying, been left with the grandkids again. So
wishes he was
he's
here.
taking this picture of like he's in Mexico. It's 28 degrees, and he's giving it the old "I'm with the grandkids" like it's a hardship, you know.
Unfortunately.
Oh, curves. Well, never mind. Well, look, we've had some messages through on WhatsApp. Steve says that the Christmas jumpers look great.
They do.
They do.
Thank you, Brownie.
Yeah, thank you, Brownie.
Absolute pleasure.
Christmas,
It's a pleasure.
Christmas come early. And then just a reminder that these drinks are going to be available in the fans bar all season, but also in the fan zone on New Year's Day, where you know that the rules apply. Hair of the dog. Come and check it out against Oxford United as well. Right, well, I suppose I better put the cocktail chat to one side and get back to today, because we have got lots of fixtures going on in League One. It is the game before Christmas. Some big action taking place. Paul Warne's in. Look, Jack Brownie. Brownie's gone. We're going to have to give Brownie a top-up already. Deary me. Paul Warne's informed Derby County. They're in action. They beat Lincoln City 3-1 on Thursday night, while Cambridge United played Exeter last night as well. So the games that are taking place today, it includes a very interesting match at Oakwell between last week's opponent Barnsley and Stevenage, who continue to hold a place in the playoffs. Blackpool host Bristol Rovers, and Leyton Orient, of course, we visit on Boxing Day. They visit a Bolton Wanderers side who all of a sudden are in desperate need of a win. Carlisle United announced that they'll be signing striker Luke Armstrong from Harrogate Town this week, and they'll host Cheltenham Town. Top of the table, Portsmouth host a struggling Fleetwood Town, while Peterborough United travel to Shrewsbury. I would turn and ask Brownie a question, but he's too busy.
No, you did really well there.
Unbelievable.
No, you did really well.
Well done, you.
Oh, Kevin. Look, we're in a bit of a strange position, aren't we? Because 2 points separate second and sixth. And a good Christmas period could really, really turn it around for us and make our prospects, you know, look a bit brighter, a bit more convincing, which is what the manager keeps saying in his interviews.
Yeah, I think as a professional, especially at this time of the year, while you have your drink, at this time of year, I think the manager always sort of emphasising how important it is to come out of this Christmas period with a good amount of points, especially if you're looking to push for that spot. And I think he would want probably to win all these games, and then when you come out end of January, because I think it's going to be probably the end of January, you start looking at it and you start assessing where you are, and then hopefully you're in and around that top six, and then you can push on from there. Maybe a few more signings as well that will come in to boost to the squad. So I think it's just important to stay close to that pack. So I think you're probably looking at the end of January, and where are you then, and then assess your squad.
And Brownie, looking at our next run of games as well, they're all sort of winnable. They're either teams in and around us or below us, and you just get the sense if we can get on a little run like we did when Michael first, you know, came in, get that flow going, it builds the momentum up, doesn't it?
Yeah, I actually thought the fixture list from the start of December was quite kind, and I think that's why Michael will be really angry about inside. I don't think he'll show it outwardly, but inside those decisions that have cost us those 4 points. We've got 4 draws and 1 win instead of 3 wins and you know a draw. So it's a momentum killer actually, the draws, because I think if you're coming into this game, which we all expect us to win, and there's no good playing it down, their form is dreadful. I will sympathise. They've played 4th, 5th, 1st, 2nd. Right, in the last 5 games. So I do sympathise with them in terms of how the fixture list has been and where those clubs were when they met them. But they're in dreadful form. So this, for me, it's no good sitting here saying, no, we need to win this. Right, and we needed to beat Cambridge. I'm glad they haven't appointed a manager, because Cambridge did the same thing and appointed Neil, and they got that little bounce. All right, and I'm glad they haven't appointed a manager, and I hope they appoint him next week. But we do need to take advantage of this. We bounce into Leyton Orient, which isn't the easiest game, by the way. It's a London derby away, be a full crowd. So that's not the easiest one, but then Bristol Rovers, you think, okay, they are those kind of games that you expect to get something from, if not win. It's just disappointing we've dropped those 4 points. Barnsley was a good comeback, you know, when you look at it over the 90 minutes, but they shouldn't have been 1-0 down. It's harsh. So, yeah, I think, I mean, the point Kev makes is a big one. It's no good. It doesn't matter we're 11 points off. Right, when we get to the end of January, maybe even the end of February, you know, you've got those 8-10 fixtures left. That's when you need to be in with a shout, because it just concentrates everybody. What we do need to see in January is 2 or 3 signings. I mean, we've lost a player this week. and you hope there's going to be additions during January.
I'm sure it's going to be a very busy start to the year indeed. And a shout out to supporters as well, because I saw the club announce, I think it was earlier this morning, that our away allocation at Bristol Rovers has sold out super quickly, as it always does. That support on the road is absolutely phenomenal, best in the division, I think. And also now I want to make supporters aware of a really important event to book into the diary in February. It's in fact when we host Portsmouth here at the Valley. We're going to be hosting our PSA testing day again on Saturday, the 24th of February. The PSA test is a blood test that measures the amount of prostate-specific antigen, PSA, in your blood to help diagnose prostate problems, including prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is now the third most common cancer in the UK. Early diagnosis is crucial because symptoms do not usually appear until the prostate is large enough to affect the urethra. We can see Curbs having his PSA test done there with a great big smile on his face. And Brownie, it isn't anything to worry about. It's, talk supporters through the importance of it, because this has actually saved people's lives hosting this event here.
Yeah, I did that actually with Curbs and Scott. We all did it, and Curbs actually got called back in.
Did he?
Right, so I'm not making light of it. He was fine, absolutely fine. But it just showed up an irregularity, and he had a second test, and he was absolutely fine. But yeah, I think I don't remember the numbers. Tracy Liebman will be able to tell you much better than I can. But the numbers were of the guys that got, of all the guys that got tested, there were red flags on quite a few. All right, so and the charity work that gets done to lead the club to be able to give that for £10 or whatever it was on the day. I don't know if that's going to be the same moving forward, but just go and have it done. There is no downside to go and have it done. There really isn't.
Well, like you mentioned there, Tracy Liebman, head of player care at Charlton, is a real driving force. I know that she's been personally affected by it in her family. My family has as well, Kevin. It's the third biggest killer. It just makes complete sense to come along on a match day just a little bit earlier, get it done and have that peace of mind. But like Brownie says as well, if you do need to go back, it's better to know that and get the treatment if required.
As Brownie said, it costs you nothing, just your time, and it can save your life. And I think it's 1 in 4, I think it's something like that. Yeah. I think that's scary numbers, isn't it? When you think about 1 in 4 men, and we don't get tested as often as we should do. My dad had it as well, thankfully he got caught in time. But yeah, for me, it's an eye-opener. I know there's someone who works at Leighton Orient, his name's Errol, he's quite big. Errol,
Errol well.
Yeah, he's quite big on it. I think his story's quite inspirational. His wife sent him to go and get tested. He didn't want to get tested, and funny enough, he got caught early, and he was able to live a healthy life. So yeah, I think, as Brownie just said, go and get tested. It costs you nothing, and it can save your life.
I love it because, football is such a conversation starter wherever you go. And when football can actually have a bit of an impact away from the pitch and be that hook, it's really, really important. So gents out there over the age of 40, we would all really encourage you to come along on the 24th of February for that PSA testing. And ladies, you can play your part as well. Encourage your dads, your uncles, your sons, brothers, any male relatives to come along and get tested as well. Right, well, away from today, earlier on in the month, the Valley hosted the Extra Time Christmas party. Let's see what took place.
The Time Hub was commissioned 2019 with the EFL, and it was just to bring semi-retired people together, just to sort of break social isolation, bring people together.
Why is the Extra Time Hub such an important programme for so many people?
It's giving people a reason to get out and meet like-minded people and people their own age and have fun and something to do. And yeah, it's really enjoyable.
And just to be a part of this is really, really, really good. So yeah, I think it's a fantastic club and they do a lot in the community. So.
I think it gives people, I say of an age, it's maybe the wrong words, but it gives them a focus. Every week they got something to look forward to. They meet friends, chat about anything.
I'm back now and enjoying it. Enjoy the table tennis and coming in here and seeing how many are playing is a real asset. I enjoyed seeing them. When I saw them walk in, I was really chuffed because I knew a few of the faces, but this year I hadn't seen an awful lot. But knowing that they were here made a great day for us.
And Henry, why is it important for you guys as players, a community club like Charlton, to come and lend your support to stuff like this?
I think just to show that we do care about the community that's around us, because obviously we are in a club that's in South East London, and there's a lot of people at Christmas who obviously are quite isolated and don't have much people to spend that holiday with, whether they're abroad or whether we met a few people today who have obviously lost people, and it's just like nice to obviously almost make their Christmas and make them happy, because obviously we don't want anyone being lonely over Christmas.
Yeah, it's good to get involved with the older generation when you're young, and yeah, it's good for the club to get involved and do stuff like this.
It's another wonderfully put on event by CACT. A lot of happy, a lot of smiling faces there today. We're really pleased with it. It's desperately important. It gets people out of their houses, it can help combat loneliness, and it's just nice to see everybody here enjoying themselves.
Oh, well, that looks like a party I would like to go along to for sure. And just a reminder to supporters that today is the Christmas Spirit Day at the Valley. So please make sure that you use it as an opportunity to donate to the Charlton Athletic Community Trust to support the excellent work that they do in the community. You can do that by visiting cact.gives/donate to make your contribution now. Brownie, you would have fitted in that gang. On the table tennis.
Oh, I thought you meant that's not the gang I was thinking of. That was good. That was good. You pulled me in there, and then okay. Yeah, no, the table tennis. Funny, I was just talking to Kev off air there. He's still not over the semi-final loss back in the day when Brown got to the final and lost to Kevin James in the end. Which was a shame. Yeah.
Was it a close final, Kev?
I know. Listen, he didn't. He had a week off. He went missing for a week after I beat him. He was sulking that much.
Funny enough, I can't remember this. I'm sure it happened, but I can't remember this.
Jamesy beat me in the final, which I have to take it on the chin, don't you?
Yeah, he's forgotten about that. He's not holding any grudges. He's let it go.
I held the tennis championship, beat Pardew in the final, and then lost to Jamesy for the table tennis. Yeah. Football was secondary, Charlotte.
He's waiting for Richard to get injured.
Oh, well, do you know what? On a more serious note, I thought that the academy and the women's team players spoke really well in that VT, because as much as some of us love Christmas, it can be a really, really challenging time as well. And for the club to put on an event like that is really, really special, Kevin, isn't it?
Yeah, we every time we speak about Christmas, we speak about it in a positive light, and it's not the same for everyone, is it? Yeah. It's not the same for everyone. So it's important that whenever we can give joy to people, even if it's for a little bit of moment, and try and let someone smile over this Christmas period, because it's not always family, friends, drinks, food. So it's important that we remember that and we try and give a little bit back.
And there's so much going on around the Valley today as well. And Brownie and I'm pleased to say, well, we have already put in our Christmas wish list. We met the big man himself. We said that Curbs was away on holiday. He's not really.
No, it's Curbs, isn't it?
But Brownie, look, I know you're not happy about this photo. I know it. I know. But put it to one side and tell us all about why we were there.
It's obviously Keith Wisdom. This is done every year. It's for charity, and there's multiple charities this is for. And if you get a chance to wander through and just put £1 in the box if you can, whatever you can, it's all for local charities. And this, when you talk about Charlton being Charlton, we're very good in the community. Our trust is absolutely superb, and this is all voluntary. So don't just walk past. Whatever you can put in, it will get used in the proper manner, and it will, like Kev said, it will help people out that aren't as fortunate as we are, with our families and our friends who all get together. And it's an important structure actually of a football club. If you can reach out into communities and give back, you absolutely should, and we are exceptional at that as a football club.
I must say, even just pulling up here today, as soon as I get out of the car, this football club just sweeps you up, and there's so much going on, which is fantastic. And it doesn't really matter whether we get 3 points today or not. Obviously, I've asked Father Christmas to make sure that we do, but it's having that impact further afield. It does matter. Okay. Moving on now, because it's been a fantastic start to the season for our women's side. They have gotten off to a great beginning to their campaign, and they made sure that they rounded off 2023 in some dramatic fashion as well. They picked up a late point on the road. Here are some clips from the trip to Sunderland. Sunderland took a 2-0 advantage, and Kira Skills made the difference with a very late equaliser. The draw means the Addicts surrender top spot, but that is only on goal difference. Birmingham City lead the league, while Sunderland are a point behind, and Crystal Palace and Southampton are 2 points behind that. Brownie, oh gosh, that was such an unfortunate one. We're going to see the Charlton goals in a minute, but 2 points separating first and fifth. The Barclays Women's Championship, it's all to play for, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a great finish. It's good read as well. You know, continue to run on a dead ball that wasn't there. So it's a really good bit of anticipation. Kev will appreciate that. Yeah. Sneaked in and a wonderful composed finish. We had a little bit of luck there, but you make your own luck. You know, little deflection and rescues the point, and it'll be a really valuable point as well. But yeah, it's a very tight league at the moment. But we're in with a hunt. You know, and Karen's done a great job in terms of slowly building. We did say this, you know, slowly building year on year, and we're right in there in the hunt. Like Kev said earlier about the men's team, be in the hunt as we go January, February. And then, you know, it's time to kick on at that point and get a bit serious.
And we could all play our part as well, because it's going to be such an exciting second half of the season. And half-season tickets are now on sale. I think we've said it many times on Charlton TV. The women's game is growing. It's so, so exciting. Make sure you get yours now. Visit booking.cafc.co.uk for more details. We've got more WhatsApps coming through from across the globe. Christmas greetings to all addicts from David Doyle in a very hot and sunny Grenada in the Caribbean. Oh, that's not too bad, is it? And Duncan in Barbados says he's in 29 degrees sunshine and he's going to follow Kevin's example by having a rum punch.
There we go.
Not so bad. Slightly warmer there.
I'm surprised he's not got one already.
Get one of those pictures and it'll keep you going throughout the 90 minutes. I can confirm, you see the drinks have gone, that's because they've all been drunk. They were very delicious, weren't they? We've enjoyed them very much here. And one player we are all enjoying watching this form that he is in just before Christmas is Corey Blackett-Taylor. I caught up with Corey earlier on today. Corey, 7 goals, 6 assists in the league. How pleased have you been with your progress this season?
Yeah, I'm very pleased with it. I think it's something that I've always knew that I was capable of doing, but I think this year I've definitely shown that I can do it, and I just want to continue to do it as well.
During your time at Charlton, you've played a number of different positions. How pleased have you been to make the left wing even more of your own this campaign?
Yeah, I think it's my favoured position, position that I feel like I play my best in, and obviously whatever manager I play with, I'm happy to play whatever, but I feel like that's definitely my best position.
You spoke to me earlier on in the season about how hard you worked over the summer on your fitness, on your sharpness. It's obviously contributing to even more goals, even more assists. Is there anything else that perhaps you can put that clinical edge towards?
I think maybe just like a change in mindset, really, just being more clinical, like even in training, taking every session and making sure I always finish, and just doing like extras as well. So I think everything altogether has definitely helped me.
It seems as well that you've really flourished under the management of Michael Appleton. How much have you enjoyed working alongside him?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. You know, I think he's really chilled out. Like, he kind of lets me get on with it. Doesn't really say much to me. I know the job that he wants me to do, and he just lets me get on with it and just gives me freedom. So
he's got a lot of trust in you, and it seems like you've got a lot of trust in yourself, and that instinct that you show sometimes, it's almost intrinsic in your movement every time you go forward.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps when you feel like you've got a manager that like backs you and stuff and trusts you. So for me, like, I always feel that there's been games this season, even if I haven't always been at it, he's always kept me on and just kept my confidence high, so it definitely helps. 6
unbeaten in the league now, but how nice would it be to pick up 3 points at home the game before Christmas as well?
Yeah, definitely. I think something that we need to kind of do as a group. We've mentioned it already, turning the draws into wins. So I think like certain games, we definitely favourites, and at home we've got a good form. So yeah, I think today will be a good start for us. How are you and the team approaching the match against Burton Albion? We're approaching it like every other game, really. We're not trying to take obviously where they are for granted. We know that we have to be at it from the start, and it's going to be a tough game, but I think we definitely fancy ourselves for the win. The form at home has been really good as well, and I know the supporters play a key part in that. What's your message to them ahead of kick-off today? Yeah, I think just the continued support definitely helps us. Like, we all say it as a group, like when we play at home, we definitely thrive from it, and the fans are a big part of it. So I'll just say the same again, really, for today. Brilliant. Thank you so much, and good luck for today. Good to hear from Corey there. And Brownie, he is in the form of his career at the moment, isn't he? He is, and I think I said on air last week, if you looked at that Barnsley performance and took him out of it, we probably wouldn't have got the point. It wasn't just about the goal either, but he attracts players across. We've said this on numerous occasions. When he's on his game, not only does he score the odd goal, but he's very, his assists have come up. I think he's got the most assists in the league this year. I think it's 6. And he's learned to go on the outside deliver, and the left foot deliveries are getting better and better and better. So, you can kid that full-back that you're going to drive outside. It opens up the inside channel later on in the game. So his game's developing all the time. Sadly,
January's just around the corner though. And that's the worry at the moment with Corey, that he may not be here beyond January. But we'll see. I mean, the club might pull a little Christmas present out the thin air and sign him on. But we'll see.
Well, there was news on another left winger at the football club this week, with Charlie Kirk leaving by mutual consent. Liz, it was just one of those ones, wasn't it? It just didn't work out for him here.
Yeah, it happens. I've been at clubs where it's just not the right club, and I think for him it didn't work out here, but it doesn't mean that he can't go on now and have a good career. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone at Charlton would say he never performed as he should do, but also would like to wish him that he has a good career from now on, and that he kicks on and he does well.
Absolutely, Charlie, we wish you all the best for the future. And just a reminder to those of you watching from home or a bit further afield that you can still purchase your matchday streaming pass for £10 to watch the 90 minutes unfold against Burton Albion. And let's take a little recap at the team news today. There's going to be 2 changes for Charlton Athletic. An early Christmas present, I suppose, is that Lloyd Jones, the centre-back, influential, Mr Consistent in the back four, was suspected he might be out into the new year, but he features today. He's back fit. And down the other end of the pitch, Daniel Canoe starts. We're looking at the visitors as well. The Brewers have made plenty of changes, Brownie, and Deji Oshalaja coming back to the Valley